devotional prayer. It's good to go to a prayer breakfast, a public prayer, but how many know there's no prayer but like a prayer that you can call on for yourself? All right. I mean, if we just be honest, some of us here, we only here right now because somebody prayed for us when we had sins that to pray for ourselves. And when you can call on them for yourself, David said that's when you get the glory of God.
That's right.
See, we may not sense what God is doing to us in the midst of our trouble, but God is up to something. God is leading us through something. Even Samuel, when he sent him to Jesse's house, he didn't know what God was going to do, but he was being obedient to his word. See, God is over the whole flock and not just the individual. See, when David was pursued by Saul, he wrote the 59 Psalms. It said, deliver me from my enemies, O God. Defend me from those who rose against me. Deliver me from my work and iniquity. Save me from these bloodthirsty men. You know, and here David, while he was in trouble, he wrote the 56 Psalms. Be merciful unto me, for man went to swallow me up.
Yes, sir.
He wrote the Psalms number 3. He said, Lord, how they increased thy trouble, and many have rose against me. And we all know the most famous psalm of all when he said, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. And the reason you have to want because God takes care of your needs. And then he went on in the wilderness. David wrote the 63rd Psalm. Oh God, thou art my God. Early will I seek thy soul. Thirst in my flesh, long for thee in a dry land. Thirsty for no water to see the power and the glory. I would want to see the sanctuary. See, David is out in the wilderness, but he misses the sanctuary. He wants to be at the church because in his mind, he knows where the church is and where God is. And that's where the glory of God is. And if you don't get nothing from this text today, you got to recognize and realize that church is where the glory of God dwells. See, somebody, you've been in trouble all week long. But you said, if I can get to 1715 Market Street this morning, everything's going to be all right. You know, I've been had trouble here and trouble there. All hell's breaking loose. But if I can get to Howard Chapel on the morning and get a word, the devil's going to be mad. See, there used to be a thirst for the church. See, you remember Grandma and them would come to church if they had to come barefooted. They come to church if they had to walk. What happened to the thirst for the church?
Amen. Amen.
We're living in a time that we got to get that thirst for the church.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, people, we come to church like it's a job or something. Coming to church, how are we going to serve an on-time God if we always late?
All right.
I mean, we on time for everything else. You go to work on time. You go to the club on time. You even early to the club, so you get half off. I mean, you go to the doctor's appointment. You ain't late for no date. How do you expect to get into the presence of God if you're being late? God is a God of order. He wants everything done decent and in order. I don't want to be at a church that don't have the presence of God. See, David, when established the church, he said, the only way to keep people in the church, they got to see the glory of God. And it's obvious at Howard Chapel that the glory of God dwells in here. There's a sweet spirit in here. You know, and David said, you know, our feet are covered with the gospel of peace. Our heart is protected with the breastplate of righteousness. Our mind is covered with the hope of salvation. He has a shield of faith and the sword of the Spirit. See, we are equipped to battle the devil. All we got to do is tell the devil, I am not defeated. I will not be dominated. I'm going to be dominated. I am not being victimized. I got the victory. I'm not allowed